Hello all, welcome to my channel. I'm Raju Pujala. In this video, let's take a quick look at how to implement this game called number guessing game. So how we can do this one? So we are going to develop this game by using Python and the Colab. And what are all the rules in this game if in case if you are not aware of this game? So let's say that there are two people um, and the user one, he picks a number in his or her mind. The user two has to guess the number. If the guess number, whatever the number that the user 2 guesses, if in case let's say that user 1 picks the value as 9, and now user 2 has to guess the number. For example, if the user 2 says the guess the number as 2, then the user 1 says like this is less than, this is like too low. If in case if the user 2 predict guess the number as 15, then the user one will say this is like too high. So this is how the game goes on until they predict the correct value. So let's see how we can implement using Python. Let's quickly jump into the Colab and over here. So let's start by clicking on the code here. um, let's see, I mean, before directly jumping into the code, let's see how this works on. Okay, so for example, let's see how we can guess a random value. So we have to import this library called import random. Okay, and then let's see this one, random dot. I would like to have the numbers as 1 2 20, 22, 25. So these are the integers. If you're talking about the floats, so it's like 1.1, 2.6, 7.3. These are the floats. So now we are not dealing with the floats. We are going to deal with the integers. So I would like to have here rand int of the range is like 1 to 100. So basically whenever we run this one, it always predicts a number 69, 52, something like this. This is how the user one is going to, I mean, he will pick a number. Now there is no user one, so now it's a system. And now system, we are going to consider the system is going to predict some number of this one, and user two here is us, so we are going to guess the number, right? So this is how you can generate random numbers every time. Okay, this is cool. And let's talk about the functions, how a function works. For example, let's say sample function define name, let's say, and let's say return I'm Rajiv Pujal. For example, let's say instead of writing this one again and again, you can declare this in a function, and whenever you want to call the function, you just call this one, whatever it is here, name. That's it. So it will return whatever which is there inside the function. And now let's see other functions. For example, here I have not passed any parameters. Let's pass some parameters. For example, define let's say name. Okay, let's say details. Example, so name comma surname, and here I'm going to return f, and my name is name. Okay, and surname is surname. So what it does, so it will print this one, and whatever the name that we passes here, it will print, it will update here, and whatever the surname we passes here, it will update over here. So for example, let's say details, Rajiv Pujala. So it will print as my name is Raju and surname is Pujala. So instead of return, so basically we use the return whenever we're performing arithmetic operations or whenever it has to return a specific value. You can also mention something like this one, print f my name is name. Okay, something as well, like, and surname is this one. So I mean, do remember that. So because I mean, if you want some, if you have some values like additions, for example, x comma y. So here you can't print, you have to return the value x plus y. If in case if you're performing the addition of 2 comma 3 is going to 5. Cool. And what other function we can do? For example, let's say, so to have a continuous loop, we have two loops. One is the for loop, the second one is a while loop. In the for loop, you have to tell, for example, like I is equal to 0, I it should like less than 100 times, run 100 times, something like that. So now we are going to predict the value, guess the value, and we don't know how many times this has to run. So we are going to use a while loop, and we have to put one conditions here in the while loop. So how while works, for example, while true, as long as it is true. So let's print the value. So let's say, um, welcome to code craft with Raju Pujala. So if I run this one, the disadvantage of this one is that it keeps on running continuously and it will never stop. So always ensure that whenever we have a while loop, we have to create a break statement as well. For example, I would like to, for example, I'm taking I value 0, and once I value is equal to I plus 1, if I is equal to 5, break. So basically, now here I'm putting a break. I'm telling that you run it for 5 times and then break. So instead of I, you can pass the conditions as well here. Okay, let's see how this goes. And now let's directly jump into the function, uh, number guessing game code. Let's start this one. Okay, so um, I mean, if you're a beginner or if you're a professional, so one thing you always have to remember that as much as you can, always try to use either functions or classes. You can also write the code and execute without the functions, but practically it is like more efficient if you can start using the functions and the classes more effectively every time wherever it is possible. So I'm going to use the functions in this class. So define number guessing game, and okay, so let's write the function total function over here. So so the user one as so the user one has to select a number and it is a random number. So what I'm going to do here, okay, so let's select secret number. This is a user random guessing number is equal to random dot ran int 1 comma 100. So if you remember this one, so this basically predicts a value in between 1 to time every time. Okay, so now 100, and let's say attempts is equal to 0. Now we have not attempted anything, so the first attempt we have not started doing the attempt like guessing, so attempts is 0. And I only would like, I mean, the user 2 has only 10 chances. Within those 10 guesses they have to predict the value. So let's select maximum attempts is equal to 10. Okay, now fine, let's do this one while attempts less than max attempts. So what I'm telling, so initially it is like 0, 0 less than 10, it's fine. And once after one attempt, if in case if it is wrong, 1 less than 10, 2 less than 10, something like that. Cool. Let's do this try here. If in case if you have some error handling, you can always use this try and error. So try. Let's say let's take a guess number. So the secret number, it will generate some number over here. For example, let's say the number is 967. Okay, so we don't know the number over here, we're just guessing. So let's say the guess. So now we will asking the user to guess a number. So let's input that one. Input, enter your guess number. And I always wanted them to enter an integer, so I would like to give an int. Or else sometimes they can add string values like a b c as well, so that's the reason I'm expecting int. So now they already guessed one. So the attempts here is equal to attempts plus 1. Why we are doing plus 1? So because one time is gone, plus 1, and second time when this loop, so this will be like now it is 0 and second time it is 1, 2, 3, something like that. Okay, so this is fine. Now if guess whatever the number is less than secret number, so why we are writing this one again here, if the guess number is less, we have to tell to the user one, I mean, um, so when we have to inform to user 2 that the guess number value is less. So if in case if it is less than this one, print too low, try again. Okay, else if the guess greater than secret number, let's say print too high, try again. Right, if in case if in case if they predict the value, let's do this one. Print f, congratulations, you have guessed the number correctly in how many number of attempts. So here this is the word here, attempts. Attempts, cool. Okay, so this is cool. Now because we have the try, if in case if there is an error, so we would like to print some value error. If if in case if there is an error, I would like to print like print invalid input. If in case if they enter some string and all, I would like to print this one. Okay, so now we have everything is done. So what if so if in case if they're not able to predict within 10 attempts, so we have to print something, right? So what we can do, print, sorry, you ran out of attempts. Okay, and let's print the number was secret number. Okay, let's do the f here, so the format. Okay, now let's run this game. Okay, so let's run this one. Enter your guess number. So by this time the secret number is already there, so I'm guessing the number as 18. So it's like too low, so let's assume like 50. It's too high, so the number is in between 18 and 50. Let's say 30. It's too high, so 25. Too high, so 20. Too high, so I'm sure the number is 19. Yes. So we are able to guess the number in 6 attempts. For example, let's see, because the while loop is running, it will keep on running. So let's do again. 18. Okay. 20. Too low. Let's enter wrong number all the time. Let's see how it works. Okay, you ran out of it and the number was 19. So this is how you can develop this game called random number guessing game. If in case if you have not watched my previous video, please go to my channel, youtube.com, code craft with Raju Pujala, and here in this playlist, code practice. So I already have made a video on how to build a simple calculator in Python, and please do watch that as well. So these videos really helps you to prepare for your interviews and to improve your skills in the Python. Thank you for watching this video.